Hi everyone, how y'all doing? Auntie Pauline here. This is not my usual hour for online devotion, and I'm not really coming with the devotion today. I was at church earlier, and we are home now watching what is taking place. The rain is, slightly coming. Place is dark, and we are watching to see what is gonna take place. I really don't know how to prepare for a hurricane. Trust me, I don't know how to. But may God have mercy on us. He always have mercy, and He always extend His hands to us. And yet, we are so, oh my, ungrateful. Look what is happening in Jamaica. It's not really Jamaica alone, but look at little Jamaica on the radar. The amount of crime and violence. God say Him is a jealous God. He say Him a jealous God. Right? So therefore, Him create us, and Him is doing nothing but good to us. And He wants us to come with Him when He returns for the second time to go to heaven. And yet, persons are behaving as if it's a Satan. Satan run things. Let us put the devil to shame. We ought to put the devil to shame and stop the killing, stop the crime, man, and the violence, and let us magnify God, let us glorify God in all that we do, because He is the creator of heaven and earth. He is the King of kings, the Lord of lords. He is our all in all. So let us give due reverence to Him, right? Anyways, may I pray that God will have mercy on us, as I said before. But as I'm here, I was wondering, what can I come with you, or what can I say to you? But I remember that, you know what? When I was much younger, I used to say a lot of poems. I'm not the one author for those poems. Sometimes I even pass by and pick up paper on the road, and I think I don't remember where I was, and I saw a piece of paper and I picked it up. It was a poem on it, and I read it and I love it, so I memorized it. I used to memorize them. Sometimes people call me Louis Bennett, but nevertheless, I love poems. Yes, I remember writing one for my own, though, for myself. I wrote one in a competition. I wrote one and I came first. Yeah. But it is the Sabbath, and the Sabbath is not yet over. So let me see if I can memorize some of those poems, and I hope you will enjoy it, right? I hope you will enjoy maybe one or two. And this one, it's for all of us, but it's mostly for kids, and I would love for you to, play it, let your children hear, man. Play it, let your children hear. It's a common story in the Bible about Jonah and the whale. But guess what? The children love to hear it. So, it is, I'm going to say it in the form of a poem. Tell the story in the form of a poem. So, in the meantime, just hit the like button. Yes, and comment and share. And if you are watching and you have not yet subscribed, please do so. Alright? So, this one talks about Jonah and the whale. And remember, I'm not reading from anything, I'm just memorizing what's in my head. Jonah and the whale. Now listen, my children, I'll tell you a tale. How old Jonah the prophet got caught by a whale. The whale caught poor Jonah, and bless your dear soul, it not only caught him, but it swallowed him whole. A part of this story is awfully sad. It is how a big city went to the bad. When the Lord saw those people with such wicked ways, He said, I can't stand them more than 40 days. So He spoke to old Jonah and said, go and cry to those hard-hearted people and tell them that I give them 40 more days to get humbled down, and if they don't do it, I'll tear up their town. Jonah heard the Lord speaking, and he said, No, that's against my religion and I won't go. Those Nineveh people ain't nothing to me and I'm against foreign mission, you see. So he went down to Joppa, and there in great haste he boarded a ship for a different place. The Lord looked down on that ship and said, Old Jonah is fixing to run from me. He set the wind blowing with squeaks and squeals. The sea got rowdy and kicked up its heels. Old Jonah confessed it was all for his sin. So the crew threw him out and the whale took him in. On bed of green seaweed that fish tried to rest. I will sleep while my food is digest. But he got mighty restless and sore afraid, and he rumbled inside while the old prophet prayed. The third day that fish rose up from his bed, with his stomach torn up and a pain in his head. He said, I must get to the ear mighty quick, for this filthy backslider is making me sick. He winked his big eyes and wiggled his tail and pulled for the shore to deliver his mail. He stopped near the shore and he looked around and vomited Jonah right up on the ground. Old Jonah thanked God for his mercy and grace, and turning around to the whale made a face. After 3 days, I guess you have found a good man, old fellow, who is hard to keep down. He stretched himself out with a yawn and a sigh, and he sat down in the sun for his clothes to dry. He thought how much better his preaching would be, since from the Whale Seminary he had a degree. After he had rested and dried in the sun, he started for Nineveh most on the run. He thanked his dear Father in heaven above for his tender mercies and his wonderful love. And although he was nearly 3 days late, he preached from the time he entered the gate, till the whole population repented and prayed, and the hands of vengeance and justice was stayed. So children, when you disobey, remember this tale. If you run from God's call, just look out for the whale. There are animals to catch you, on sea or on land, but children are swallowed much easier than man. So, did you like that one? I'm gonna do one more. And I'm not sure if it's gonna pass the time. I don't want it to pass the time. This one is about the blood that Jesus shed. The blood that washed my sins away. This is the story of long ago, of a man who owned a little store, and I was mighty proud to have my name across the door. This was some 2,000 years ago, I could recall, located in Jerusalem across the streets from Pilate's Hall. I have everything else I could ever need. Folks would come from miles around regardless of their creed. The only thing I had I thought I would never sell was on the corner of a shelf 3 old rusty spiked nails. Then one day a big Roman soldier came to the door. As he walked, it seemed he shook the floor. "Can I help you, sir?" I said with a voice I guess he frail. "Do you sell big nails?" "3 old rusty spikes, that's what I have." He said for the meat, they would do for the job. I have 3 is enough, and how much do I owe you? He placed the money in my hands, and I was glad to make the sale. Then I wondered and asked, "Sir, what can you do with just 3 nails?" He said, "Have you ever heard of a man called Jesus the Nazarene?" "You mean the one that goes about doing good?" He said, "Yes, that's the man. Well, today I intend to show the world that I am boss, for with these 3 rusty spikes, I'm gonna nail Jesus to the cross." I stood there almost numb. You never know how I felt as down on my knees I knelt. I said, "Please, sir, don't do that." He got up and walked away, and I got up and followed him. I said, "Please, sir, I'll buy them back." He just looked at me and grinned, but across the distance I could hear the hurling mob. "Away with him! Crucify him!" I could hear their angry cries. And over all the pain and groans of agony, I could hear the sound of the hammer as that big Roman soldier nailed my Jesus to the tree. with 3 rusty nails. They nailed Jesus to the tree. The sun turned to darkness on the day. It was the day that Jesus died, and the blood flows from his eyes. It was the blood that washed my sins away. I hope you like them. I was sort of speeding up because I don't want it to pass the timing, you know. I didn't want to break it and to join it. All right, so I do open justice. If you like it, I have more, so just put it in the comment, and if you want to hear the others, let me know. All right, I have some more registered here, so I'm willing to let you hear them. So just leave the comment. All right, remember to like, share, comment, and if you have not yet subscribed, please do so.